They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Hello and welcome to the Farmer's Kitchen. We're the farmers and
this is our kitchen.
it is our kitchen. It's not a set. This is where we cook. This is where we eat. This is where we have friends over.
That's right.
And today we're cooking dinner. But you know, we told folks not too long ago, I think we did a prime rib dinner or something. And we proved that you can go out and buy fresh meat, a prime cut of meat, and eat a really, really good meal. Something you would pay huge for in a restaurant.
Right.
You can do in your own home for much less, and it'll probably better. You know, if you raised your own green beans, and you found your own mushrooms, and you raised your own strawberries,
And you had a chicken.
and you had chicken, which we do,
Yeah.
this would be even less. But we went out and got some fresh pork. We haven't had pork in a while.
We have not.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a beautiful pork dinner. We're gonna use the tenderloin. Now this is split into two pieces. And this was about $12 for 2.5 pounds. So we could feed about 4 people with this. So when we did the cost breakdown of everything we did, we're making a cake tonight too, making all kinds of fun stuff. This meal would cost about a maximum $5 per person.
That's a good deal.
That's a good, think about what you pay for a restaurant for some really wonderful meats and sides.
Exactly.
Can you dig it?
I can. I'm
All right.
excited.
So what we're gonna do in this slow cooker, crock pot, whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna take, and I didn't measure this, but what would you say that is? Half a cup?
Yeah, at least have a cup.
Probably half a cup of soy. You can get the less salt if you'd like. Both of these have less salt. This is just plain old chicken broth, and I'd say maybe just a little bit more of that. Well, the first things we're gonna do,
Gotta have that pepper.
gotta have our Tella cherry pepper. So we're gonna come on in with that right up top. Now we got plenty of salt in here. We don't need to put any more salt in there.
Good start.
Two things that we're gonna do with this is a little ginger paste, or a lot.
I like ginger. It's good for you.
You like ginger a lot.
It's really good for you.
It is good for you. And a little garlic paste. This is just to make life easier. You can press it. You can do what you want there. Already we got a smell going. What else am I gonna put in here?
What?
I'm gonna put a little bit of honey, but I'm gonna also put just a little bit of brown sugar along with the honey. Not a lot.
Goes good with pork.
It just does. It just does. I was thinking about leaving it out, but
Gotta
it would
have
just
it.
be sad not to have it in there. Oyster sauce.
Oh, that is good. Love oyster sauce.
And I'm putting probably, what would you call that? Tablespoon and a half?
Yeah, at least a tablespoon and a half.
All right, so now I'm gonna do one more thing. Take my pork out here. Now that's plenty for 4 people, or 3 tonight in our case. Now, if you would like to put some more complex salts and seasonings in there, pick your favorite all-purpose seasoning that you might want to put on there. I mixed this up a long time ago. I can't even remember what's in it.
All the
I think I
favorites.
smell a little paprika in there and some garlic, a little bit of onion.
All your favorites.
All my favorites. I might have a little bit of celery seed in here too.
And you know, when you buy these loins, they always come in like twin packs, don't they?
Yes,
So it looks like one,
most
but
of the time.
yeah.
So a lot of times you think it's going to be one, it's,
Right.
it's 2. So I'm just going to season that and then
Yummy.
lay this in here as such, that side down, and then put a little more seasoning on there. You want to eat it now or you want to cook it?
I'll let you eat it now. I'll wait. You go ahead and try it.
As we know, over the years, the temperature for pork has gone down, fresh pork. I remember it used to be in the 150s,
Right.
160s. Now they're saying 145, but this is probably going to get up to the 150, 155 range for us. So we're plenty safe there.
I look forward to smelling this cooking.
Oh,
Smell it.
so we're gonna hook this up on low till we reach that temperature. Now, being that these are smaller, they're not the big thick one, I'm saying probably 4 or 5 hours, start checking it. Start checking it probably at 4
Yeah.
to see where you're at. You don't want to get it too done. Now let's plug this up along this wall over there, and we'll be right back. Now we're gonna make a real tasty, fresh green bean recipe to go along with that pork.
Yes.
And
Yum.
kind of a variation of Taryn's wonderful macaroni and cheese.
That's right.
But first, I want you to look at this work of art.
Isn't that pretty?
Doesn't it look like something King Henry VIII would take and just eat every bit of that?
Yes, it does.
Looks like a royal tart. So, beautiful cake,
That's right.
but I'm sure folks are going to want to know how to make that. So, how do you do that?
It's
Ms.
pretty
Vaughn?
easy. So we got the oven going at 390.
390.
It's an odd number, and it's going to cook for 50 minutes. We are going to mix our cake up. We're going to start with our wet ingredients, which is going to be, well, actually, you say sugar isn't wet, it's dry, but it's going to become wet. We have a cup of sugar, half a cup, and I have olive oil.
Gotcha.
Oh, I like to use olive oil. 2 of our eggs from our chicken. Aren't they cute?
Who's rather protective of her eggs nowadays.
She is.
She's getting broody.
And they're so pretty, though. I love her eggs. All right. Now we're going to need some lemon zest. I'm going to mix up this. And I'm going to be using this lemon in it, too. So I'm going to pretty much use whatever I can get off of this one lemon. And I did wash them, and they're organic.
You know, strawberry season. So we're trying to think what's kind of season.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a bit early for green beans, but they make these
Kinda
things
ready.
called grocery stores
That's right.
where you can buy fresh stuff.
Actually, I'll go ahead and I'm going to stir a little bit of this up, what we have so far. We're going to still add some lemon to this, and we got to add some vanilla. So I have some fresh squeezed lemon juice here. You could buy it, but I like fresh squeeze. We
Oh,
got
yeah.
a quarter of a cup we're going to add in there.
You know, a lot of those pre-processed lemon juice things, if you look at them, there's so many chemicals. and
Yeah.
It's nice to get them out of a fresh lemon.
That's right. Now here I have got, this is sour cream. I got 1 cup.
I like sour cream.
And you could do yogurt if you want. I'm a sour cream person. Yogurt or sour cream both work.
That's
Interesting?
That's kind of delightful in itself, right
That's
there.
right. And some of my,
Vanilla?
that Lisa made, yes, we're gonna put a whole tablespoon of that in.
Man, I'm telling you what, I wish folks could smell what we got going on here.
All right, that's our wet ingredients. Now that we got that mixed up, we want to get this into a cake batter. So we're going to add, this is 2.5 cups of flour.
All purpose?
Yep, all purpose. Right here, I have 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And I
Gotcha.
put a little bit of salt in there too.
All right.
Got to add a little bit of salt. And this is our base for our cake.
Big old pile of fresh strawberries looking at us over there.
You can just do this with a whisk. You don't even have to get your mixer out.
So remember, we're trying to do meals on the occasion. We'll have a meal that's very budget friendly.
All right, see how we're kind of getting a cake here?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want.
Oh, that looks wonderful. It smells wonderful. So you said 50 minutes
50 minutes this is going to cook.
at 390.
390, that's an odd number, I know, but that's what I want. 390 makes it perfect.
390.
All right.
I trust you.
You trust me?
It's science.
All right. What we're going to do now, we're going to put some strawberries in here. We don't want to put too many, maybe a cup worth in between the batter, because we don't want it
Gotcha.
to get too loose. So what I'm going to do first is go ahead and put about half this batter.
You got your parchment paper in here?
I do. I like using that so I can pull it out, and I should have said that. My parchment paper, and I kind of measured my, this is a 9-inch baking cake pan, 9-inch cake pan.
This thing comes out so beautiful.
Yes, it does. We got to play with it here a little, get it on the edges. All right, does that look pretty even?
Looks beautiful.
All right, now we need some berries.
So you can do layers.
Yes, we're going to actually just put some berries in the middle. And
Gotcha.
the ones that I'm going to put in the middle are going to be, I'm going to cut up a little smaller, but we're going to decorate the top with some more. Don't these berries look good? All right, I'm just going to put a few of these in the middle. We don't want too many because this, berries kind of get wet. We don't want to ruin our cake. So I'm going to put, I think I cut 4 or 5 of berries here. That look pretty good? All right, now we're going to get the rest of this batter on there. Kind of got our berries underneath. Now I'm going to decorate. See how some of those berries are sticking through?
So that cake really raises, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So you want to decorate for me? You like to decorate? Yes.
You're going to let me be
I'll
the
give you
artiste?
yes.
All right. I'll take your challenge.
All right.
Pretty little tree.
I got you a little bit different shapes. Is that okay, or is that going to mess you up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, these are bigger berries.
Oops, I messed up.
That's all right. It'll
Am I in
cook.
trouble?
Nope.
It's not perfect, but are you satisfied, Mrs.
I like
Farmer?
it. You put a lot more berries than me. This one's
can
going
you
to turn
dig
out
it?
really nice. I like it. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to let this cook. I'm going to give it 45 minutes and we're going to pull it. So let's cook behind us. Wow, you really buried it up. Here, I'll eat this last one. So you don't have to put any more. How's that?
It's
Look how pretty.
beautiful.
Is it to your satisfaction?
Ta-da!
All right, in the oven.
It smells so wonderful in here. But we're going to go ahead and start to, and I just turned the skillet on, so we're not quite ready yet. We're going to fry some bacon. Getting ready to blanch these beans. I'm going to drop them in boiling water for 2 to 3 minutes and immediately put them in ice water so they can maintain their green, but they'll be cooked to some degree when I go to saute them later. It will help. We're going to add just some things that go along wonderfully with green beans, seasoning wise. You got to have some bacon.
You can't go wrong with bacon.
All right, I'm going to drop my fresh green beans,
Yummy.
and we're just going to let them go for about 3 minutes.
And do you care if I get my noodles going?
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna make it. Just gonna do about a half of a box here.
And we're just kind of eyeballing this. You know, Taryn came down, she said, I want to do a, what was she, 10?
I know.
Maybe younger?
Yeah, she was young.
She said, well, I want to do my
Macaroni.
mac and cheese
Yeah.
recipe. I'm like, so she came on board, and she's 15 now.
I know. Can you believe it?
Jeez, that just blows my mind.
Well, the kids are. Sammy's 10, she's 15, and Natalie will be 21. Can you believe that?
How is that possible when we're,
I don't know.
we're still in our early 30s,
That's right.
Mrs. Farmer?
I don't know.
She comes up with this recipe, and I'm like skeptical. And I'm like, that might be the best macaroni and cheese I've had.
And she's got to have bow ties. That's her
gotta have bow
favorite.
ties.
Got to have bow ties. And how'd she say mozzarella? Mozzarella? Mozzarella?
I can't remember what she said. Mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
She
That's
said
right.
mozzarella. Now, I'm mainly doing this to get some bacon grease, but we're also going to break this bacon up.
Oh, so I could eat the bacon if you're just getting grease.
Yeah, listen now.
I could eat all the bacon for you.
You're a bacon eater.
I like it. That looks pretty good.
We're going to take this bacon, set it aside. We're going to save some of that. Not all of it. We don't need all that bacon grease.
That is a lot of grease, isn't it?
That's a whole lot of grease. So our beans are sufficiently blanched. I'm going to drop them into the cold water.
What's to stop them from cooking?
Yes. I'll maintain that beautiful green. So I'm going to take some of this bacon grease off because I don't need all of it. I'm going to save maybe a tablespoon or two because I've got other things to cook in it, all right?
Good.
Next thing I'm going to do is take some pearl onions.
I like those little onions.
You know, we had that left over from our recipe the other night.
Ooh, yummy.
I'm going to take those, saute them. If you will, break those up into like half-size pieces, the bigger pieces.
You want me to just throw them in as I go?
Yeah. And we're going to saute our little pearl onions along with some fresh mushrooms. So at this point, we don't need a whole lot of salt because of our bacon.
I could eat that.
Oh, I'm going to take a little bit of more of all-purpose seasoning.
Can I go ahead and shred my mozzarella while we're standing here? Or you want to wait and make it
You
all
want to shred
together?
your mozzarella?
My mozzarella. You know, and Taryn had her own measurements, but we're making a smaller batch, so we'll just kind of do our own thing. I'll just use her ingredients. How's that?
You know, if you wanted to, too, we had some
Gruyere.
Gruyere,
I had some
smoked
already
Gruyere.
shred. I could throw some in there. That's a good idea.
Whatever
your
you
recipe.
want. That's the great thing about a recipe. You can take what we do and add to it or take
right.
away from it. So this is going to make a pretty presentation
It is.
with these nice
Oh, yeah.
green beans. When I put the green beans back in there, I'm going to take just a little bit chicken broth and just a little bit of, I think we used a white balsamic vinegar
is.
in here just to give that little tang. What you could also do with this particular recipe is take a little store-bought, some of the French onion flavoring, where you'd make your dip or your
Oh, yeah.
soup with. Just a little bit of that dry seasoning in here will add wonders to that. I might put just a little
I'll pinch
tad
of that in there.
towards the end.
It smells good already. I don't know.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. I like
And
this
it's pretty too. I love those little pearl onions. You
I
don't
do
think
too.
about those.
I do too. I think I'm gonna go ahead and drain my noodles. So okay.
Okay.
All right, we changed to 3 tablespoons of butter because we're doing a half batch of hers.
She did
She did a
huge
big batch. That's right. So I'll half everything of hers. So she melted her butter.
I want you to look how pretty those little
Oh,
pearl
beautiful.
onions are in
Beautiful.
there with those mushrooms.
All right, I already have my butter melted, so I'm gonna add my noodles back. Oops, they went down.
So you're just putting it in the butter right now.
I am, and I'm looking at Taryn's recipe. She said 3/4 cup of whipping cream, heavy whipping cream, but we're gonna do about half of that because I did about half.
We did a small batch.
We did a smaller batch. I'm gonna throw, she said 3/4 parm. I'm gonna do, what do you think, maybe half a cup?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna throw a little, you said Gruyere?
Yeah,
I got some.
smoked.
And I got a little Parmesan. And salt and pepper.
You gonna pop that in the oven?
I am. I got the bottom oven, I just on about 275, and we'll just let that cheese kind of melt in this.
Meanwhile, look how pretty those
Those are very nice.
onions are with a little bit of sear on them.
Those are delicious. I'm just gonna put these in this
Yeah,
pan,
heck yeah.
and I think I'll top it with a little fresh Parmesan. How's
Look
that?
at that cake.
It's a cake. That's right.
Man, this is coming together. You can pop that in?
I am. I'm gonna put
All right.
this. I'm just gonna let this warm up until we're ready to eat.
Yeah. Now we're gonna drop our green beans
Yummy.
into our mushrooms. I'm gonna take just a little bit.
Is that chicken broth?
Chicken broth. Let that steam up there. A little bit of that French onion soup I was talking about.
Good idea. Yeah, I like that.
I wasn't going to do anything store-bought, but it's just such a nice little flavor. It adds so much. I'm going to crank this up.
You know, back in the day, people used it. Mom would put it in a roast. They'd use it for all kinds of stuff.
For everything.
Makes a good dip.
So look at what we've got here.
That looks
You
amazing.
see, they're just a little bit crunchy, but they're starting to give just a little bit.
They're glistening in beautiful
They're
color.
glistening
They're
and
perfect.
beautiful.
They're perfect.
Those are going to be delicious.
Yes, they are.
You get those mushrooms and the pearl onions and a little bit of that nice flavoring. I'm going to put just a little more of an all-seasoning,
Okay.
all-purpose seasoning here. And in the end, I'm going to splash that with just a little bit of vinegar. The cake's beautiful.
I think I need to pull
And
it.
it's time.
Alrighty.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
It's a work of art. And we got a
Ooh,
lot of
nice.
cake sitting around here.
It's perfect. And we gotta let that set about 15 minutes before we pull it out of there.
That's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
I'll tell you what. I had to keep this bacon away from you. But go ahead and, if you will, pinch that in small pieces and we'll put that over the top when we're done.
All right.
Not yet, but when we serve them up.
Can I try some while I'm pinching?
Okay, Nikki, if you will, bring that board over. We're going to let this pork rest. We're at sufficient temperature.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm
Perfect.
talking
Beautiful.
about. Gonna get both of them now?
Might as well. Let's eat it up.
Look at that. All right, let's let that rest for a minute. Now we're going to take our au jus. Do you smell that?
I do. I can't wait to taste that, too.
All right,
Good?
let's bring that over. Man, we're coming together here.
Yes, we
so
are.
the cake's out. Beans are still staying warm.
Macaroni's getting cheesier.
That's exactly right. Now, if you notice, I'm using a bread knife here, so I won't tear the meat apart because that meat's been cooking quite some time. Now, we could take Raoul's butter flour trick, or we could just do a little slurry. Let's just do the slurry.
I think it's a good idea.
For this. Put that in, let's stir it around. Let that thicken up. Next time you come back, you're going to see a beautiful plate with all these things, except for the cake. We'll save that for later. Now, this, a lot of people want their pork done. That's too done for me. I almost like seeing a little bit of pink in it. But
It looks
I know lots of
amazing.
people like their pork done. I know where you're going for. I thought you would go for the macaroni and cheese.
I would, but I would really want to try your pork. That's really good.
All right, where are we at here? Oh,
That, I could just eat your gravy too. That's really good. Very good. Excellent.
now one thing I did at the end, I cheated just a little bit. Did you see me put some more of that French onion?
That's not cheating. It's just-
Seasoning in there?
you told us.
That's on point.
It's really good. Try the macaroni
That's on
cheese.
point.
I like the Gruyere taste to it. That's
A la Terran.
a la Terran. How can you not like cheesy?
Oh yeah.
I gotta have a bean. A nice crunchy bean.
The smoke grip brought it up a notch.
Your beans are really good because they're crunchy still. Very fresh. Delicious. How did yourself?
Not to ring our own bell, but
Pretty good.
ding, ding, ding.
It's very good. It's even pretty. Look at it.
Sauce is on point.
Yeah.
You got the soy. You got the chicken broth, so we got plenty of salt. The ginger, and the honey,
I just gotta tell you,
and just a little bit of bourbon. That's up to you.
this is the best ever.
Isn't that something?
You outdid me in gravy. I really like your gravy.
All right, so we've tasted that. We'll come back to that in a minute, but we got to cut a piece of this
right.
cake. Look at this beautiful cake.
Well, that's the one that has sat for a while. So I was just going to show you how easy this makes it to come out of the pan.
Okay.
Because we have the parchment paper in there. It's cool enough where I can kind of touch it.
Makes life easier, doesn't
Doesn't it? That's why it's so pretty. And that one's pretty warm, but look, Joe's going to have to take a cake home.
Oh, I bet he'll hate that. It's a work of art.
It is. And we left that one because you like your pretty design. You don't even want sugar
I
on it.
actually think when I looked at yours, your designs are prettier than mine.
You think?
And you weren't even trying.
Yours are, you took time. You designed it. I just kind of threw them in there. But
No, you did good.
you ready to try some?
Yes. I can't wait. Cut's nice too.
Nice and thick.
Look at that. All right, you want me to go first?
You go first. See how it is.
Oh, I got to get me a little bit of strawberry in there.
Wow. I like that. It's dense. That's very good.
You know what? Sometimes you got to let your berries do the talking. You could do this with peaches.
Yeah.
You could do this with blueberries. Sometimes you don't want something overwhelmingly sweet.
That isn't.
That is wonderful, and the berries really come out.
Did you taste the lemon too? I can taste that lemon
yes.
gives it a good.
Yes.
Ooh. See, you didn't need ice cream. All you need is a little powdered
You
sugar.
knocked it out of the
We're
park.
being healthy. All right. The whole meal was delicious.
I got some sad news though.
What?
You know our half hour's up.
What?
So rather quickly, if you were wandering around the North Pole
I do that a lot.
looking for polar bears,
I do.
not to shoot them, just to talk with them, and somebody came up to you and said, "Mrs. Farmer, how in the world can we get these recipes?" What would you tell them?
I'll tell them to go to timfarmerscountrykitchen.com.
And if they were looking to join our Facebook page, I heard it's super difficult to do. How would you do that?
It is. You hit like. Wow.
That's it. You know what? This is a cheap meal. Anybody can do this. You saw the ingredients were not that outlandish.
That's right.
You can put this together in a short amount of time. Slow cooker, put it on, forget about it, and you got some great dinner. I'm talking restaurant quality style.
Oh, it is delicious.
For $4 to $5, you can feed 4 people.
That's right.
So, Ms. Farmer, it's all about
Good times
good friends.
and really good eats.
We'll see you next week on the Farmer's Country Kitchen, right around the corner. And I'm going to have another bite of that. Can't stop me.